That's his sacred cow. She's perfect. Don't dare talk about her. No. No.
Hello, sister friends and brother friends. Here we are on Monday, ready to talk about last night. And it was maddening. It was maddening on a whole nother level. I am not done recording my reaction video. I started it, I don't know how many hours ago. hours ago. And I still have like the last third to get through. Oh my gosh. But I got to leave town on Thursday again. I just got back into town Sunday evening, but I'm leaving town Thursday again. So I don't know. I'm going to have to put them out in smaller segments for you so that I can get you something because my gosh, I can't. If I would put it all into a video, we would have a 5-hour long reaction video to the show. But I can't. And I pause and I scratch my head and blow my nose and everything. So I can't just post it as is. I do have to edit it. And you know me, I like to put in funny little clips in there to make it entertaining for you because otherwise it's just me complaining. And who wants to hear people just sit there and complain for an hour or two? Like we're all, all of you SOS exclusive supporters, God bless you. You sit there and listen to me just complain. We all complain together. I mean, it's a collective thing as we watch the show. But on the reaction stuff, I wanted to try to make it a little bit lighter, but because at my reactions, I realize as I'm doing the editing, it's just a lot of anger, a lot of snark. I need to lighten it up. So it takes me time. It takes me time to do the editing. Okay. Let's go and say hi to some people. We have a new member right at the top here. Emily Roy, 3693. Welcome. Alyssa's here. Hi, Alyssa. So good to see you. Tamia Dam 666 was here 54 minutes early. And she was the third person to comment. So everyone else was earlier than that. I love you guys. I love how you come in early and you're ready to go. All right. Lynn, I forgot. You know what, Lynn, you have to send me an email because I can't keep up with the whole chat and read everything. But I am dying to know what the Nitscherbeichen means between Lynn Skinner. But Lynn is our fabulous moderator. Thank you for being here, Lynn. And thank you for keeping everybody on their toes. No hate speech allowed here. No politics allowed here. We are just reacting to the Sister Wives show. And no hate for each other either. There's ample places that we can gear this towards. All right. Remember your responsibilities, Jenny. You are the moral compass for the Sister Friends family. What a special experience for you. And on that, let's drink. Oh, this is almost empty. That's because I've been sitting here for hours recording the other thing. Oh, no. We might end this early because I might get parched. Okay. Let's see here. Say hi to a couple more people and we're going to jump in. Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Rob them and Grody are so obvious when they lie. I mean, was this not just lie after lie? I'm recording the video going, I am not certain if there's a sentence coming out of Cody's mouth that's not a lie. Honest to goodness. And the majority of Robin's. Every now and then she'll say something that's just sort of a fact. It's just a benign sentence. It's not like she's saying anything great or anything like that. But yeah. Cody, I think every sentence out of his mouth is a lie. Okay, we have Lundy here. We have Mama Squirrel here. Hello. Kathy's in the house. Hi, Kathy. Deborah's here. Hi, Deborah. Enjoying breakfast in bed for your birthday. Happy birthday, Deborah. You love this new time. It's tea time in the UK. Oh, just getting organized with my tea. Sometimes I have my teacup with me when I read the Revenge book, which is going to start back up maybe next Sunday. I'm not sure because Sunday's when I'm coming back into town again. I hope. But after that, every Sunday before the Sister Wife show, but the Sister Wife shows are almost over. I don't know. Just hang with me, people. When you see a thumbnail up and it says we're going to do it, then that's when we'll do it. Usually, because sometimes I can't make them, but I'm doing my best to have a schedule. It's just my life is such that it's not too scheduled. I have very few things that are set schedules. I have lots of stuff I have to fill in other times and things that pop up all the time. All right, but last week I was down in Tennessee because my daughter's baby shower. And this week, I could show you a picture. Let me show you a picture. And this week is my work for coordinating the weekend retreat. So let's see what I have on my phone here. Okay, here's me and my girl. Yay! Here Comes the Sun was the theme to her baby shower. Look at that. There was so much to do. That is, I just realized that was so fuzzy, which means, hold on. I think my camera's fuzzy, which means my entire reaction video is going to be fuzzy because my phone looks, maybe it's just because it's the phone. Anyway, my first child's having a baby. Okay. So that was driving down early, picking up my other daughter, and then the whole planning, setup, shopping. That alone took like 4 hours with both my girls working on it together while I was doing other stuff. Like, we did it up. We did it up Nashville style. I love that Jenny brings people from all over the world together. Yes, me too. All my UK viewers are able to watch here. We have Connie in the house and Nadine. Good to see you. Pookie's here. A lot of regulars, some new people. I love that our international viewers are joining in now that we do it at 1 o'clock. It's fantastic. I should have done this earlier. Who knew? Nicole's here. Hi, Nicole. Okay, now let's jump in. Okay, people. Where are we? Wait, before you do that, let me see if I have any. So we had Emily as a new member, and we also have Darlene Hall, 3-month member. Woo, woo, woo. I seen you last night on James' channel. Yeah, as soon as I got finished with the live stream and watching the show, I had to go to bed. I was exhausted. But I always put on some podcast or something to listen to when I go to sleep. So I put James's on and I just threw out and said, looking forward to listening to you while I fall asleep, James. I think I heard maybe 10 to 15 minutes of it, unfortunately. And then I was out. So hopefully at some point I can catch up on it. But yes, I fell asleep to James. I demand a lie detector test for Cody and Robin. Thank you for the super chat, Darlene. You know, that's on my list of things to do, is come up with, and it reminded me listening to James again, because I'd start to fall asleep and then there would be the super chat music that plays. And I'm like, I have these little clips that I've been meaning to make a little reward for everybody when they send a super chat. So that's not going to happen until after next Sunday, and maybe Sister Wives will be over, but we're still meeting here. Even if the show ends, we're still here and we're talking about it. Even if we're going back, because we were in, I think, season 2 or 3 of starting a rewatch of the whole thing. So even if that's what we do, we're going to be here and we're going to be talking, and stuff is going to come up throughout this entire time on social media and whatnot. So we will discuss it all. All right. Thank you very much. All right, back to the chat. Where to begin? It's kind of insane. The outright lies to Suki. I was going to say to the camera, but it's not even a couch interview. He's just straight up lying to Suki. And I don't know if she'll ever know, because of Puddle Monkey. I don't know that she'll ever even know, because the woman clearly doesn't watch the show. And I believe that she admitted that. At least I know she admitted she never watched the show when she did the interview in the first 1 or 2 times she did it, and she hadn't watched the show in the past. Great person to interview. So she doesn't know when they're lying. She doesn't understand the history. She doesn't know the backstory. It's the worst. Whose dumb idea is it to put somebody who doesn't follow the show in there to ask questions about the show? unbelievable. So the follow-ups don't exist. The only follow-up, she had some follow-ups, and in this episode, she had more follow-ups than ever. She probably did her best job, even though it was horrible. She probably did her best job yet. And that's simply because Cody and Robin had her so confused that she just kept asking clarifying questions because she didn't understand what was going on. Not always the best clarifying questions, because the question she asked was too generic and too general, and therefore the information that came back was better than what was in there before, but it still didn't really clarify anything. So sadly, that happened. But that's our Suki. Yep, that's our Suki. That's our lazy puddle monkey. That's our lazy TLC. Apparently TLC wants Sister Wives to go off the air. That's all I can say. I don't know why. Maybe because they're paying them $1 million this year and they're realizing the ratings are dropping because all we're doing is watching a bunch of people who won't talk and won't say anything and won't speak truth. So everyone's getting over it. But my channel's growing because it's snark, because everybody hates TLC and Sister Wives now. Do you understand that, TLC? Are you paying attention? Are you listening? I have the solution for you to make millions again on this show. Sadly, it means Robin and Cody might make money too. Actually, no, because part of my solution is Robin's not a part of the show anymore. Oh, that would be so good. Cody would be so spiteful if Robin was told she can't be on the show. And who is the one that is so spineless on top of that, that they are acquiescing to the demands of probably Cody and Robin, that we're not going to have everybody sitting on the couch together again? What? I don't understand. Are they so stupid? Does even TLC and their editors not really watch a show? How can you edit the show and not watch it? But I guess the editor has nothing to do with production. They just edit the show. I don't understand what makes them think if they tell Cody and Robin, you must be on the couch, and they threaten to pick up and leave, that they actually would. Do they not understand these people are just drooling for money, desperate for money? They need more money. And the gravy train has been completely cut off now from all three of the people who were funneling their spending habits. Gone. They need money. TLC has the upper hand here, by far. And yet, we are allowing this ping pong, not even ping pong. It's like a freaking, it's like a racquetball court with a ball bouncing off the walls all around you. It's just insane to try to follow the constant changing of people that they're interviewing. Her asking this one a question, then asking that one. Now we're talking about this, but now we're going to go back and talk about this. Now this person's coming in and this person doesn't even have anything to do with it, but we're going to bring them in and ask them too. It's insane. Just sit them on a couch. And you know what? Suki wants that. She said last season, that was her final question to everybody. Do you think that we can get to a point where everyone's together here on the couch? Janelle's like, I guess. I don't see why not. Christine's like, I would love that. That's great. I don't really remember Mary's response. My guess is that Mary said, yeah, that'd be fine. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, though. That'd be my guess. I don't know for a fact. I don't remember. But I do know that Robin was like, ooh, oh, I don't think so. So who is putting their foot down and not allowing everybody to sit on the couch together? Oh, the people who know their feet will be held to the fire. The people who need to be held accountable. The people who know they're lying and they can't just put a spell on Suki. I, honest to God, think that Suki still has a little bit of a crush on Cody. And she has admitted in interviews that he's extremely charming, very suave when he comes in. He's very alluring. I don't know if she said charming. She was just fangirling over him in this interview about how great Cody is. Like, oh, I can't respect her at all now. Forgotten about that interview. That was a year or two ago. Oh, but it's the same. She just seems like she's smitten by him because she doesn't challenge him and she accepts the things he says. Now, there's a few clarifications she tried to get this time, but not to try to hold his feet to the fire, simply because she had no clue what was happening. The talking around subjects is insane with these two. And this episode was the epitome of it. It was the epitome of lies. That's the title of it. That's going to be my thumbnail. It's just going to say lies. Because lie, 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 lie. I have to find a gazillion clips from movies and things that just say lies. He's lying. She's lying. That's a lie. That's a lie. Or maybe I'll just use the same one over and over again. Just to reiterate. That's what I'll do. Just to reiterate how many lies there are, I'll take the same clip from a movie, and every time they're lying, I'll insert it. There's a lie. I have to find something that says there's a lie. There's a lie and that's a lie. Maybe those will be the two I'll use. There's a lie and that's a lie. Okay, I'm writing that down. There's a lie and that's a lie. Those are going to be my movie clips. And I'm just going to use them every time. One or the other. We'll alternate between them because it's insane. Absolutely insane. Whiskey River, thank you so much for hitting the like button. 197th person to hit the like button. That's amazing. I love you, sister friends and brother friends. Hit that like button. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's go to different topics here now. Yeah, that's a good point. Sally says, bring back Tamron. Right? Especially because Cody didn't like her. Cody got her fired. She'd be the best one to bring back. The best. All right. So now we have the whole ping pong match of who said what. It's crazy. Sorry, I just saw something there I had to fix. Okay. Suki should not be the host. She knows nothing. Right, Whiskey River? Totally agree. You want to know about the HELOC. Okay. I don't know a whole lot about it. And again, I have not been keeping up on Sister Wives news this past week because I've been on the road. And even though I had over 16 hours of being in the car, I was with my daughter for all but 4 of them. So we were talking the entire time with each other. So I am not up on all of Sister Wives news. Here's what I know. Of the property that they currently have, they took out one of these home equity line of credits, which is HELOC for short. So it's a line of credit. Now, it's not a loan. It's a line of credit. And the difference between a line of credit and a loan is the line of credit says, we will use the equity in your house as collateral for this amount of money. So you can go in and say, how much money would I be able to get a loan for? And so they like pre-approve you for a loan. This is my understanding of it. Okay. Again, not in real estate, but those of you who are can correct me any parts that I'm wrong. So a line of credit, as my understanding is them just saying, it's like the pre-approval on a mortgage. The mortgage, you go to the bank and you're like, I need to get pre-approved. How much can I get a loan for? And they're like, you can get a loan for like this exorbitant amount of money. It's the same thing with car loans. They're not as bad as they used to be. It used to be insane what they used to do. I used to open up a credit card and say, I could buy a car on this credit card. Like, it's just like, why are you giving me so much? Anyway, because they want you to default on it. That's why. So what they do is it has to be, my understanding is they're not going to give you a line of credit on the value of your home. They're going to give it to you on the money that you've already put in. So they took out, I don't remember the number. Somebody can put it in here, but it's something like, what was it, like 180,000? Was it more than that? Somebody write down. I'll go to the end here. How much was the HELOC for? There's a certain amount of money that they got approved and they got a line of credit for. So that means that's what that equity is in the house. They've already paid that. All right. It was 750,000. Oh, 750. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they put $750,000 in that house equity out of the 2 point whatever million it's worth. They have 750. Geez, somebody do the math for me. I can't remember what they sold for. Was it 2.1? I think it sold for 2.1. Is 750? That's not 20%, right? I'm a little sleep deprived after my weekend. What percentage? Anybody who's good at math? Where's my son? What percentage is 750,000 out of 2.1 million? What percentage is that? Because I'm dying to know if they put 20% down. Because if they didn't, they're also paying PMI mortgage insurance. Let me know. Let me know what percentage that is. I'll keep my eye on the chat here. Oh, it's about 30%? Okay, they're not then. All right. Oh, well, shoot. Thank you, Art by Julie E. Thank you for our smart math people. I appreciate you. Okay. Well, they could have put 400, Lynn, they could have put 400,000 down and then after their house sold, taken some of the profits from that or from the land or from wherever, and then paid off more principal on the house to bring down the length of time that the mortgage would be. So it is possible that they paid 400,000 and then put more money into it as they got it, because they bought that house before the other house was really sold. So they had some money somewhere. They had 400. Can you believe they had $400,000 they had access to? It was probably his like their 401k for retirement or the kids' college fund or something. At any rate, so okay. So there's not an actual, we don't know, and I don't know if that's public record when somebody actually takes out the loan, if all loans are public record or not. So the line of credit just means this is how much you're entitled to take out a loan for. That's what it is. Now, so it's, I mean, it seems shady on their part. Not shady, that's not the word, but like it seems like they're bad financial stewards. Because I mean, I've never. I mean, it's a okay. I'm splitting hairs here, or I'm kind of talking about two different things. It's not a bad thing to get one because you haven't gotten a loan. All you've done is find out how much of a loan you can get. That's what a HELOC is. But then you can get the loan. Now, some people will just find out, get a home equity line of credit open, and know what they have, so that when their kids' college tuition is due, as opposed to paying the higher interest rates at the bank, they will use the money from the home equity line of credit, and you don't have to wait for a whole loan to go through, because that, the loan process takes a long time. So it's that kind of things. When you have a big expense that might be coming up, you would do this ahead of time. And some people just do them to do them, I guess. I don't know. I never have. But all right, I want to know, have they taken out a loan out of that line of credit that they were offered? Because right now there's no ding on their credit scores or anything, not until an actual loan is taken out. But I don't know if that's public record, to be honest with you. Oh, my stomach is growling. Okay. I haven't eaten today. I got up, got ready, and started recording my reaction video. My 10-hour-long reaction video. Okay. Let's see. On a loan that size, the threshold for PMI is lower, might even be 70%. Don't you pay TMI? Don't you pay PMI if you don't put 20% down? If you put less than 20%, the 7% is throwing me off. You mean the loan is 70%? But 30% wouldn't be low. That would be higher than I thought. I thought you only had to put 20% down. That's a good question. I don't know. Because it's been, at least since my last financing, it's been 20 years. Because I paid off my mortgage last month. And my next mortgage on the townhome starts in February. Most people in their retirement don't have mortgage payments. We're going a different direction. But we are putting 30% down. And I know we're not paying PMI. All right. Rebecca said, I can't wait to hear when they finally lose the house. Creditors should see that they are too much in debt and can't afford it. I mean, what great TV that would make. When I was doing my reaction video, one of the things that I was saying was, if we don't start getting these women to start to speak up. If this confidentiality, secret code society that they're in continues on, that's the end of Sister Wives. Their only chance right now is to do what's happening in this tell-all, and that's say the things that they have agreed not to say in the past. Mary speaking up about the fact that 100% of the profits from the sale of her house in Vegas went into Robin's house. Huge piece of information. Huge. I want to know what the final confidentiality agreement looked like, don't you? I really do. Because they went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then in the end, I think Mary signed it. I get the impression from Mary. At first, Janelle said everybody signed it. But then the follow-up question from Suki said, okay, everybody signed it, but Mary didn't. And Janelle's like, well, yeah, because she didn't say, well, she did eventually. She just said, well, yeah, like she didn't sign it. So I got very confused when I was watching the show again and trying to go through. I was confused through the whole show. I'm like, holy cow, what are we talking about? We are going in circles and it's driving me insane. But going back through it and talking about it was just as confusing because I don't know if it's editing or if it's just the conversation they're having, maybe both, because Monkey is a puddle and the worst. So she then said, oh yeah, but she didn't sign it because she didn't say she didn't sign it. Suki said, but Mary didn't sign it because that. And Janelle's like, well, yeah, because she couldn't protect. She still needed to get her money and she didn't want to be silent about that. But I think by the end of the second to the last segment, which is as far as I've gotten on my reaction video, I think Mary implied she did sign it. They went back and forth enough and took out the information about the house, the previous house, as they should have. What's that have to do anything with Coyote Pass? They're just trying to muzzle her up. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it's good that got dropped. And then I don't know what they did sign about. Maybe it's not even the specific money because it was divided up 4 ways and everybody knows that. So why can't we talk about the money? Unless the two of them finally did agree to what Cody wanted the whole time, which is all the expenses he put into the land on his own during the time that he owned it and he had access to it and they didn't because they didn't live there. And he was using it for 4-wheeling and they were going camping there, like all that time that he was actually using it. Nobody else got an opportunity to really use it because they weren't living there and nobody was getting along with anybody. That time, the money he put into the land during that time, he wants a quarter from everybody to put in to pay him back. The balls of this man, right? Can you believe it? I don't understand. Oh, the money we put into it. What money? Tell me. No specifics. Welcome. It's Sister Wives. It's TLC. And it's a freaking monkey. No specifics. Just generalizations. This was so many generalizations on this episode again. I mean, we got some questioning from Suki. Again, I'll give her some credit. Some questioning, but it's simply because she was freaking confused and she didn't know what next question to ask because she didn't know what was going on. And she doesn't know what's going on because she doesn't watch the show. And you can't just sit there and listen to Cody talk and expect to be able to follow. As I say, follow the bouncing ball. My lips are so chapped right now, people. Do you think my daughter in her desk drawer has a chapstick? No, she doesn't. She uses chapstick all the time too, but she would have taken all of them because she uses it all the time. Really. I have a little lipstick over there that I can put on, but I have a feeling it's just going to keep drying out my lips because typically lipsticks are not that moisturizing. Oh, I found one. It's the little things in life, people. Chappy stick. SPF chappy stick. Okay, I'll take it. Excellent. Otherwise, by the end of this, I'll have no layer of skin on the top layer. They're very, very chapped. They get chapped when I travel. I must lick my lips a lot in the car from the air blowing on me. Oh, that feels so good. Chappy stick. Highly recommend. Not a sponsor. I don't even know if it could just be some off-brand that would never have a sponsor. It goes on so smooth, though. It's very nice. Honestly, that's better than chapstick. I like it. Oh, there's not enough light here for me to see the... Oh, this is actually my other daughter's. Because this is chapman.edu. Chapman University is where my daughter, who is pregnant, where she went to college. It does have like the little icon from her college, and this is the color of her college. Okay. But they bought some good stuff. I like that it has SPF in it. Okay, sorry, distracted. I'm on a live stream. This is what I do. This is why I have to do so much editing in my videos. Sometimes I just do this, and I go off and I'm like, okay, cut it down, Jenny, cut it down. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. I'm very excited. Very excited for my little grandson to be born. He doesn't have a name yet. We think it is between either Elias or Callahan. I like Callahan. My daughter likes Callahan. Her husband likes Elias. Eli for short. But they kind of both like each other, so it's okay. I'll just be Burt's Bees. That's what would have normally been in these drawers. That's why I'm surprised that this was in here. This is really good. Every Christmas in her stocking, she gets the 4-pack of Burt's Bees because she lives on Burt's Bees. She's a chapstick queen. All right. Let me see here. I'm just talking. Let me see. Let me just read some of this chat and I will jump off of it. Cocoa butter sticks. I should look into that. I do. My purse has about 3 of them in, and the desk where I normally live stream from, my car is still loaded to the top with everything that I took down there. So the whole bucket that had the lights still in the car. I got in late. And we had to watch a show together last night. So I just took in necessities, overnight bag, laptop. That's it. I'll unpack it later. My husband may have unpacked it by now because he had today off. School teacher, no school today. All right. Time for a baby pool. Yes. Well, you know what? I don't even need a baby pool. This is what I need you all to do. I need you all to add to your prayers every night that my daughter will deliver on the 19th or after. We'll just say the 20th of March or after, because that's when her maternity leave kicks in. That's when she will be at her job for 1 year, and they're very strict on you don't get maternity leave until you've been there for a year. And they know lots of people who are struggling to have kids. So they thought, well, let's start now. And by the time we get pregnant, I'll be there for a year. And they got pregnant instantly. So the timing is like literally, she's like, her due date is 5 days before her insurance kicks in. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If it doesn't work out, then, now you can take short-term disability. So you can use half-time, get paid half-time for that. And she can use some PTO days, and she doesn't have a lot, but she has some. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a baby name poll while we're here. I'm sorry for everybody that I'm talking too much, baby, but I'm going to do that because my daughter will think that's the cutest thing ever that people chimed in. But although she insists that nobody's opinions are going to influence her whatsoever, she even had like a whole March Madness bracket thing as one of the activities at her baby shower. And she had all the names on both sides that they had narrowed it down to, and then the final bracket to what the name is at the end, which I thought was cute. Okay. Live stream. This will be our first poll of the day. There we go. What baby name would you prefer for? I don't know what to say for a boy. I think it's obvious. I guess it's not obvious. Elias. And then for short, Eli. Or Callahan. And Cal for short. forgot the middle names. I know Elias's middle name would be David, but I can't remember what Callahan's would be. Okay, there we go. Got the poll going. All right, back to the show. Did you know, Jacob with 3 boys said, Mary on Salty Birches with Jen said she's writing a book. I want to be excited. I want to be excited. She deserves to write a book. I mean, she could retire on a good book. Will she? What did she sign in that confidentiality? She already signed a confidentiality agreement about the property. So whatever that topic is, she's not going to talk about. She hopefully, because she's still defending Robin in this episode and still being kind to Robin and still believing Cody over Janelle. So hopefully after this one-on-one is done and her and Jen sit down together and watch it, because I feel like Jen is a little bit more of an objective view on Mary's relationship. Well, obviously she is because she's not involved in it, but Mary being in it doesn't always see clearly. I am hoping that she will see the light and that will allow her to start to speak the truth, because it appears that Jen is frustrated that she has to keep holding her tongue and she wants to really defend Mary. She wants to really be the friend that she wants to be, and really get under Cody's skin. I love it. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if she's writing it. Like, listen, I was pleasantly surprised with Christine. Some people said Christine's didn't say much. I think Christine's book said a lot more than I expected her to say, especially when I heard the title, like The Life of a Polygamist and moving on and finding freedom or something. It's just so like, wah, wah, wah. I'm like, oh no, come on, dish some dirt. She did. She dished dirt in there, and there were some really good things, and I enjoyed it. Now, we have the whole Truly storyline that's not in there. She can write a follow-up book, another book after Truly turns 18 or 21. I don't know. I don't know which one, but at some point she'll be able to. All right. Look at all these suggestions for good lip balms. I'm going to have to take screenshots of this stuff. That was probably really loud to you, isn't it? Okay, I won't do that again. Thank you very much, Lynn. Everybody, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and make sure you participate in the poll. All right. Your grandson is Elias? Well, mine might be too. Okay. Another Elias. Look at that. I mean, I'm going to write down as I see him. Of course, I'm not going to see everybody. If somebody has Elias, not a lot of people are going to have Callahan, which is kind of why I like it. My other daughter said that her husband has a friend that was at our wedding, and his name is Cal. And she's like, Cal is really, she was like, I've never heard that name before. And he's like, well, his real name is Callahan. She's like, that's cool. But the daughter who's having the baby didn't know that at the time. So I don't know where Callahan came from. Oh, you know somebody else who just named Callahan. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to start to grow in popularity, because I'm sure she was looking at baby name lists and they have all the popular names. Okay. What else do I have here on my notes? Oh. All right, people. What do we think about this storyline? I give production company, I don't know if it's Suki or if it's somebody in her ear, I love that Suki asked, this is good. Oh, I gotta change the scrolling banner. Okay, hold on. Here's our next group of SOS exclusives and our big supporters and a little bit of the Keep the Lights On people, because we had a lot more Keep the Lights On people join in the past week. So I couldn't get them all in one banner. So this is partial SOS exclusive, partial, or all the big supporters, and then some of the keep the lights on level. I love all of you. Thank you for being supporters of the channel. I really do appreciate it. It makes a difference. It 100% makes a difference. So thank you very much. And the next time I swap, I will read the names of all of our big supporters and exclusive SOS supporters. All right, back to the comments. I was saying, I was very happy that Suki asked the question, why was Robin the last one to sign? Such a good question. I don't know that she had that question ahead of time. I think she figured it out while she was there after Janelle said, we all signed, we were waiting for Robin, and Robin came out with the confidentiality agreement, which means she did know the answer. But I love that she posed it to Cody. Why? Why the holdout? His answer, well, it wasn't just why. Why was Robin the last? It was why her and not you specifically. Why'd you sign it 2 months earlier? And then she held out. Why didn't you hold out if you want? Because he had earlier said, Robin's a holdout because I told her. I told her to hold out. Don't do anything yet. Although the reasoning made no sense. He said then he signed it because he thought that everyone was on board with it, but then he realized they weren't on board with it. So he told her to hold out, but they were on board with it. They signed before he did. So it's all just lies. They were on board with what? There was no confidentiality agreement at the beginning. There's another one of the big lies. It just, his story is such it doesn't fit either with the, he's trying to create a narrative, but I think he's forgetting his narrative, or, when the narrative is a lie, you're going to get caught on yourself. And that's where we are right now. Oh, your son's name is Elias. TY21? TYC21. All right. I'm seeing all these Eliases pop up here. Okay. And there was one Callahan. Okay. I'm not going to see it all. I'm just like, what happens to scroll by? Okay. So lie. He says she held out. Now, there's no mention of the fact that she had a confidentiality agreement. This is what's not making any sense to anybody. And I really wish Cody would have been asked, when was the confidentiality agreement? You keep it because again, contracts, agreements, mostly agreements. Nothing specific. We're not pinpointing what we're talking about here, but we're really talking about not the land contract, because that's the deed. The agreement is really just a confidentiality agreement, but he says it as if it's plural, which is crazy, but that's the way to just kind of smoke and mirror, talk about something else. There's no other agreements anyone else is talking about. It's the confidentiality agreement. Everybody signed. It was ready to go. Robin held it up and then showed up with the confidentiality agreement. That's the truth of the matter. We know that. It's fact at this point. And we have the fact that all Cody, Robin, they already signed in January. That's proof, documented. The deed is registered with the state. So his talking around things and just saying that's the way it was. He can lie as if he's just ordering something off a menu. Robin struggles a little bit more. She does more of the, let me dab my eye. I don't want to be crying during this. Hold on. I need to blow my nose. That's Robin's lying. She's a terrible liar. It's so blatant. Cody, he lies with the best of them. He's like, he's got no conscience inside there. Just comes out so easy for him. No wonder he bamboozles so many people. Art by Julie wants to know, with all the NDAs, why is the show still on? And what's in the NDA? Because it's been modified so many times. Does it really have anything that they're preventing us? Probably. Here's the thing. The NDAs in the past were not real NDAs. There was nothing legal involved with it. Cody got all the women to agree to lots of stuff. It's like I think he may have called them all covenants. Because remember, he called it with Robin, my covenant to you is if you ever want to leave, that you could leave. Or if I ever fell out of love with you, I would let you know. That was our covenant to each other. I think that they couched it in the world of covenants. And because that was biblical and God was now involved, there's no way they're going to break it because, I don't know, they might go to hell or something. I'm not sure. But they really were bound to these unwritten agreements throughout their entire marriage and throughout this entire show. They're just now starting to say all this stuff. Well, I haven't talked about this before. Well, we kind of agreed we wouldn't talk about this. TLC, are you listening? Puddle monkey, ears open. Will you please scrub them out and listen? There's a whole bunch of stuff that's gone down that nobody knows about because they've agreed to keep it quiet. Now is the time to say, do you want to stay on the show? Do you want to continue to receive $1 million? Then show up and speak about all that stuff. There's nothing preventing you to. It was just your words. Well, you're no longer divorced, the 3 wives. They can sing like a bird. And Robin, she just will, because she'll throw anybody under the bus at any time and claim that she's the moral compass of everybody while throwing everybody under the bus. Just what you say about Janelle, that's just how she is. And we know that there was no backdoor deal. Now, backdoor deal, 100% Cody's terminology. That was never a term that was used when Janelle and Cody were talking to each other. Janelle admitted that when things weren't going through and she was talking to her lawyer about it, her lawyer's like, here are your options. And one of them was Cody could force the sale. Now, you can't just do that. That's going to require some legal maneuvering. Like, he could have gone to court and forced the sale, saying that this person's refusing to sign and therefore, like, that's how it would have gone down. That's why it was never, ever even a possibility. They weren't going to go through all that. They weren't going to pay for any more of their lawyer stuff. Janelle was sharing with Cody the things her lawyer told her, which is exactly what she said. My lawyer advised me that here's something that we can do. That's where it came from. Now, Cody, I'm telling you, the lawyer never said do a backdoor deal. And I'm so sick of the term backdoor deal. I can't even. But Cody, that's totally words that Cody would say because it's sneaky, it's manipulative, it's like espionage. It's all in Cody's world. We're going to do a backdoor deal. Janelle wanted to do a backdoor deal. That's so Cody Brown. Absolutely. Backdoor deal. Lordy. And there was no backdoor deal. You could push the sale. They could force the sale. They could pay a lot of money, go to court, take Mary to court to sign the agreement that no. This is what he would have had to do. She had already signed it. God, I keep forgetting. I almost start to believe the things that Suki says on this show. And Cody and Robin. They would have taken her to court to sign a confidentiality agreement. Can you believe it? The judge would have been laughing him out of the courtroom. Honest to goodness. This is why it would have never happened. And Cody, again, just like he did with Brian in this episode at one point, and I think it may have even been last episode too. It's a little bit of a blur because last week was crazy leading up to and then going to Nashville. But I do believe in one of those 2 videos I said that at that point, Cody did the same thing, which is admits it was just a conversation. We were shooting the shit. It's like talking about all the different possibilities. She mentioned her lawyer said it. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like, and you know that Cody ran with it. You know, it was just a conversation. There was no more than that, than Janelle sharing that with him. That's all. It was never implemented. It was never thought to be implemented. Janelle said, she specifically said, I don't want to do that. So it's not a possibility. But Cody, because Cody's so evil, it ruminated inside of him. He went home and thought about it and thought, oh, yes. And how many times on the show has he said, oh, I just have so many evil thoughts, or I want to stick it to him, or the projection they're trying to steal money from me. They're trying to undermine me. They're trying to all the things that he wants to do to somebody else. He's always protecting them. I'm like, no, they're not. They don't think about you, or they want to get back with me, or they're trying to do this with me. They don't think about you, Cody. They don't. No. The projection. He projects all the time, and so I think he's sitting there thinking, yeah, this is what I want to do. So we know the content of Cody's character. We know all the times he's like the evil man that I am. All those times we hear about it. He wanted to do it here. And we hear Robin even say, he says and does things that I totally don't agree with. That's completely out of line, out of the moral compass, completely out of line with my moral compass. So he's an evil man. We know that. Okay. He heard that little bit of information and thought, there's a way I can sell this property and I don't have to give Mary any more than 2.42 acres worth of, because that's what it legally says on the paperwork here. And she's not signing the confidentiality. It's still weird because it's a confidentiality agreement. They already divided the land 4 ways. Oh my gosh, I'm going around in circles myself because I start to explain one thing and then realize this is all stupid. This is all conjecture. But he in his brain is not thinking through that. Like he's forgotten the fact, I think, that he signed and that they signed too. And he's thinking, wait, there's a way I can get more out of this. I like the sound of that. Let's talk some more. Yeah. And then he went to Robin with the idea. And he said it in such a way, not the way it was presented to him, but he manipulated it because he's a liar. We know that. It's established over and over and over again. It's established he's a liar. He went to Robin and said, Janelle has this backdoor deal idea. She's forcing me to do it. She keeps hounding me. I think I'm going to have to do it. All Janelle. Janelle didn't want to do it at all. Janelle's probably like, back a door, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't that a nasty thing? I don't know. The lies upon the lies upon the lies. So yep, there we go. Backdoor deal. You know what made me so angry in this episode? If one more time Suki was going to use the term backdoor deal, I was just going to break my computer. Honest to goodness, I was so angry at Puddle Monkey, TLC, and Suki collectively as a group that this thing is very lucky that it still has 4 appendages and a tail, because I just wanted to scream. There was no backdoor deal. Janelle specifically told Suki that, but Suki is choosing to believe Cody and Robin. And so she's going and telling to Mary. And Mary, who's concerned and just confused about it all, because Cody, sneaky little in the grass, Cody Brown, calls up Mary the week before. Didn't this happen on last season's episode? I swear it was the tell-alls last season, right before. Yeah. He tried to be all nice and sweet talk her. I think it was last season. Maybe it was 2 seasons ago, but I think it was last season that right before the episode, he called her up and was trying to be friendly with her and tell her how much he liked her and blah, 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 right before the tell-all. Well, here's the same thing. He preemptively knows this is not going to go well. It's not going to go well for him. It's not going to go well for Robin. It's not going to go well for the whole storyline. He needs to deflect. He needs to have another storyline. Thus, we're going to do this is all Janelle's thinking. I'm going to call Mary ahead of time because he knows he can get Mary riled up and believing him. Probably sweet talked her on the phone too. Ugh, it makes me so angry. And she's with Ron right now. Like, I thought, there's a little part of her that still pines for him. She's still in love with him a little bit. But I really believe that really, really ended with Ron when she realized, wow, I can do so much better. Cody's always told me I'm not going to get anybody else. Remember, he said that about Christine, which means he probably told Mary too, because he was meaner to Mary than anything. He told Christine, she's not going to find anybody else. And she did. So I am certain that he probably told Mary the same thing. Probably why Mary hung on so long. Yeah, you're right. He's okay looking. Ish. If he never spoke and he never took his clothes off, he'd be all right. But then she finds Ron and goes, holy tamales, somebody 20 times better likes me? Okay. Moving on. Over you, Cody. Over you. All right. So the lies upon the lies upon the lies, and Suki believing all of the lies, and Suki asking more and more and more questions to Mary and to Cody and Robin about the backdoor deal. But what angers me the most is the number of times she would go back to Mary and say, can you believe that Janelle and Cody were doing this conspiracy of the backdoor deal? What do you think about the backdoor deal? When did you find out? Oh, this makes me so angry because she states it as if it's a fact. When did you find out they were doing this backdoor deal behind your back? One of them was, when did you find out about the backdoor deal that Cody and Janelle were planning on cutting you out completely? That was what Suki said. I'm like, where'd that come from? She's pulled that out of her ass. Nobody ever said Mary was going to get cut out completely. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She's the worst. Suki's the worst. A couple of you like her. I hope after this you start to see the light of day. She's not a good interviewer. Not for this show. Maybe she's great for something else that she knows something about. She's terrible on this show. And she's highly influenced by Cody. It disgusts me that people swoon over Cody Brown. I mean, spend 10 minutes with the man. I don't get it. He was creepy, slimy from season 1, episode 1. Yeah, I'm a serial offender of having wives. It's like, ew, go away. Right from jump. That charm that I'm not a person that falls for fake charm. No, I'm all about real. Be real with me. That's it. Oh. Nicole said, I love the Suki. Made darn sure she pronounced the deal correct. The backdoor dill. I'm sorry. I've been saying it wrong. Yes, I can't do it. Dill. Suki, thank you for pronouncing it correctly. It's not a dill. It's a deal. D-E-A-L. Deal. Dill. D-I-L-L. All right. At some point, I saw on Amazon at one point there was a pickle. I can't remember. I want to get a pickle and have it say dill on it, but it's got to be big so I can hold up my big dill. But I haven't been able to find. There's lots of cucumbers out there. I was like looking on Amazon trying to find a big pickle, but I don't want it too big because there's like big ones you can blow up, and like I have too many props as it is. It's becoming a prop house over here, so I need it to be big, but not bigger than this. If anyone finds one, send me a link because I'm gonna get it. All right, another word that came out of Cody's mouth. Entanglement separation. Cody. Instead of NDA, again, that was the NDA, an entanglement separation. He loves to throw words together. It's not an entanglement separation. There's nothing separating. If it's the land, are we talking about, that was already done. That was signed and sealed except for Robin. So it can't be the signing of the deed to separate the land. It has to be the NDA. I'm getting myself confused there for a minute. I'm like, what else is there? The NDA. That Mary wouldn't sign the NDA. That has to be what is the entanglement separation. What's that got to do with an NDA, an entanglement separation? This man and his words, maddening. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay. A cocktail wiener. No, it's not going to be Cody's pickle. It's just going to be a big dill. Trust me. Yeah, I'll get a little cocktail wiener to match his little itty bitty hands. Oh, speaking of little itty bitty hands, I haven't downloaded it yet, but somebody sent me a picture of Cody and his itty bitty hands. Very funny. Very funny. Wait, I might be able to access it while I'm talking to you. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, gosh. Pull it up out of my mail just really quickly. Oh, I have an email. Thank you, Lynn Skinner. Lynn Skinner, quit your bitching. Lynn Skinner, quit your bitching, Skinner. I gotcha. The approved way of saying quit your bitching. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Oh, I just got an email here so you all know that starting this Thursday, I will get the, I always want to say trailer. It's not a trailer. Maybe I can look at the original email I sent and I'll have their Apple Word in there. What is it? Why do I always want to call it a trailer? The preview, the episode in advance, screener. I actually remembered it before I found it in my email. Are you proud of me? The brain works on occasion. I'm getting the screener for the show early. That's exciting. I'm still watching it live with y'all and reacting. Trust me. SOS exclusives. That's not changing. But she wrote back and said, you'll get it starting on Thursdays. I could have gotten it this last Thursday for Sunday's episode, but it took me a while to just write her back. But she said, but only for 2 weeks because there's not many episodes left in the season. So I guess we've done 2. So there's 2 more. There are 4 episodes. I don't know. I heard from different people that there were only going to be 2 one-on-ones, and then somebody else said there were only going to be 3 one-on-ones. All these people talking about that. I'm like, where are you hearing this from? How do you know this? Where is that information coming from? And so I never repeated it. And I made 4 thumbnails for one-on-ones 1, 2, 3, and 4. And quite frankly, after we get through 2 of these episodes and we've covered like 2 topics, there's got to be 2 more episodes. And we haven't even completely covered those topics. All right. Quit your bitching. I love it. Let me look for. Here we go. I found it. Save to my desktop. Okay. You guys are going to like this. It's probably not going to pull it up. I'm probably going to have to, we'll see. Oh, yeah, I can. Here we go. Cody's tiny hands. Somebody created this for me. They're like, this is what I see whenever I hear you talk about Cody's tiny hands. And so I had to create a picture of Cody with his tiny hands for you. Oh, the extra curls at the back. His blouse. I know he wants to wear a blouse. I totally do. I just came across a picture again the other day of when he wore the ponytail and he had like a purple bow in it when he had the ponytail. I'm like, this man, I'm telling you, it's a hidden side of him that we don't often see. I do believe. All right. Let me save that. That's a lie. All right, I'm going to jump around here. Nicole said, Mama Squirrel, I chuckle each time knowing Jenny teased about the pencil mustache, then he shaved it off. Do you think that Cody ever listens to this? I know he likes social media, but I feel like he can't listen to my channel because he doesn't, I mean, I guess maybe he shaved off the mustache. I didn't even realize he did that after I talked about it. But all of the things, like he still uses experience all the time and constantly and hyperbole in all of his language. Over exaggeration. He's still constantly lying, and that's an appropriate use of the word constantly. I don't know. The gloves, still wearing the gloves, teasing about the gloves, the curly hair, still got the curly hair. Now it's a mullet, but he's still got the scrunchy curly girl hair, still got the white girly car. He's still mean. He still hasn't made up with his kids. Like all this stuff. I just don't think. Or maybe he watches it and he must be frustrated because I'm pointing things out that he can't change or won't change. Okay. Let's see. Small hands. Here we go. Tiny hands. Tiny hands. They're not small. They're tiny. He's got tiny fingers. Itty bitty fingers. Vienna sausage fingers. There you go. And there's our photo of it. Oh. Can you hear me now? No? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Yay! Okay. I don't know what happened. I think when my picture went away, could you hear me while the picture was up there and I was there too, at least, I hope? And then it just went away at the very end. I think when I clicked, when my picture went away, somehow the sound went with it. Okay. Should be working now. And the little dots are going. StreamYard's been a little funny lately anyway. All right, it is time. My alarm's going to go off any second here. Well, I'll wait for it to go off. But before it goes off, let me go ahead and read through our exclusive SOS supporters, and then I'm going to change the banner down below. Our exclusive SOS supporters are Holly Jones, Carol English, Heather B., Shanna Banana, Mary S., Linda Merman, S. Castle, Elizabeth Rafferty, Cindy Diller, Kendra MP, Kenya Pinheiro, Lisa F., Unesthetic Life, W.A. Russell, Kim Helper, Libby Scher, Paulumi Chowdhury, Monica Nilsson, Solhus, Katie Wellahan, Bertie K., Carol Annie D., Oli Moly, Star Wills, Lisa Elmer, Pam's Crafty Heart, Libby Scher, Janet Ebert, Steph Stevens, Edo Sodal Peterson, I'm Your Huckleberry, Alyssa 1704, Laura Gruber, Patricia, Yankee Ghost, Tracy's Fractured History and more, Kimberly Beckstead, Lavender Vanilla, S.L. Wynn, Jane Morgan, Oceanborn, Lisa Ochino, Amanda Scott, Joni C., Carita 30, Lisa Gasca, Joni C. 615, Anonymous, Allie D., Echo Gilman, Christine Werhope, Lean, Cindy Gregory, Laura McWilliams, Dee Dee, Steamfrog99, Pinky Tusk, J. Lou, Jennifer Harmon, Marie Lingham, Evie, Stacy G, Karen Perks, Guild Virgo, Shotzi's Peace, Marsha Cooper, Diane Almeida, Farron, Amy D, Lindsay B, Lisa, Xochitl Mario, Carla Colson, Alexandria Swan, Rain Lady, Sarah Lewis, Marie Crabb, Waldo's mom, Danny Towns, Ms. Lita, Ladybird's mom, Donna Redmond, Jessica Denham, and Kaylin. Thank you all for being exclusive SOS supporters, and thank you to our big supporters. Yvonne, April S., Carol, Leslie Reddick, Sally House, Maggie Goronsky, Taffy Greensay, Sailboat RN, CP, Jen, Becky S., April S., Darlene Hall, Deborah Sabella, Barbara Dijak, Liz S., Alwyn the Mini Chef, Mary, J. Shanty 3, Linda W., Aaliyah, Crafty Florida Lady, Shaniqua Smith, Lynn Skinner, and Knit My Bit. Thank you for being big supporters of the channel. I appreciate you. And we have a lot of Keep the Lights On level, and a lot of you who've just joined: Louise Weekly, Janice Toulson, DV Legal Advocate, Wendy Wasilko, Matilda Marie, all these new Keep the Lights On levels in the past week. All of you, I thank you all. It all makes a difference, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right. Jennifer wants to know, is it rude? Do you think that Ron is possibly gay? I don't think he is. I think he has like a lilt in his voice. His voice has a little bit, but what he says and how he says it doesn't come across as gay. It's just the intonation, which is something that you can get from the environment you're raised in. So, and his actions don't show it, and he's divorced with kids and is dating women again. You know, like if he were gay, that would be his time to go gay. I'm divorced. I'm in my 50s now. I'm going to live my true, authentic life. I don't think so. Metro Ron, there you go. He's very metro. But I don't even think he's that metro, because the metro, they like dress very, like Cody's more metro. He's like, you know, all his pink shirts and his curly hair, and it's more of a feminine vibe and like very clean and very together. He doesn't strike me. He seems more like a dude, you know, just athletic shirts and athletic shorts. Like you wouldn't see Cody wearing athletic shorts and an athletic shirt to go biking. Somehow he'd have jeans or some sort of dress pants and dress shoes on. Like, and I don't think the man owns clothing. This might be why we've never seen him do anything athletic, because he doesn't want to wear the clothing that's affiliated with it that would be comfortable in doing so. He only does things, four-wheeling is the most active thing we've ever seen him do, which is when he wore shorts and a t-shirt or something. I don't remember. Yeah, it must have been a t-shirt, because we saw the arm. We saw the battle wounds. Remember? It was tragic. It was horrible. Most people had to turn away. All right. Sup, guys. It's a great name. Sup, guys. Said, I feel sorry for Janelle because she woke up one day and found out that she was compromised. Janelle, it's going to be a slow awakening for her, I'm afraid. But she has the ability to move a little quicker because of Maddie and her boys, who I think see Cody for who he is. I wish we could like and reply to comments. Me too. Hopefully StreamYard will do that in the future, or YouTube. I don't know who would be the one. I guess YouTube is the one that has to do it. It'd be really nice if comments could get likes. And you could have a direct response without having to put at so-and-so in there. Yeah. Hey, here's somebody who's a stickler for grammar, just like me. Mail Mama said it bothers her when they say her and Mary. It should be she and Mary. Yeah. Or Mary and her. If Mary's name were first, then you could use it, but not her and Mary. All right. You know what's funny? The last episode was girl game topic, right? Look at the girl games that Robin's playing in this episode. And Cody. Oh, the manipulation, the lies, the behind the back stuff. It's just rampant. Cody. Oh, wait, Robin, not Cody. Robin hates girl games. Yeah, right. She's the inventor of them. All right, what else do I have here? I want to miss something that I've written down. Robin telling Cody, this is what she tells us. Robin told Cody, you need to... Okay, mind you, when this conversation is happening, the land is divided equally and everyone signed it except for Robin. But according to Robin, she told Cody, no backdoor deal. Now, the backdoor deal, none of this came up until the confidentiality agreement, just so you know. No backdoor deal. It's got to be equal and fair, or I'm going to go legal. You're going to go legal. I'm going to go legal. I think she went legal. Who drafted the confidentiality agreement? She went legal. And she's the one that presented it. So for Cody to imply, I told Robin to hold out and not sign because of this confidentiality agreement. Janelle never said the confidentiality agreement came from Cody and Robin. She said it came from Robin. This was all Robin. So Cody trying to defend her now and have her back just makes him look that much more dumb. Because if he really were defending her and having her back, he would have drafted the confidentiality agreement and he would have served it to the women and said, sign this. Or Robin doesn't sign the purchase agreement or the deed, because that's what it was at the time, just dividing the land. Robin's not signing the deed until you guys sign this paperwork that I have. Because I already signed it. That was my bad. But I now thought about this with the help of Robin. I now thought it would be in everyone's best interest if we just didn't talk about it and we just had a confidentiality agreement that we all sign. Sure, Cody and Robin were willing to sign it and say that they're not going to talk about the purchase of their house or the sale of Coyote Pass because they're the ones that are trying to swindle money out of everybody the whole time. They're the ones that took Janelle and Mary's money for the purchase of the house. So they're more than willing to sign it. I'm disappointed in Janelle. I'll just say that. I am disappointed in Janelle that she signed it. I wonder if she signed it and then signed the new one. Or could she take it back? Or did everybody else sign the other one and Janelle just signed the first one? Like, aren't these good questions? Don't you want to know who agreed to what? And what exactly did the confidentiality agreement say? The final one. Because all we know is the other one talked about the house and Mary's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she also said she wasn't going to talk about the land. She didn't understand why. I don't know what changed about that. How did they alter the confidentiality agreement that made her say, okay, I'll sign it now? What does she agree needs to be kept silent? That's what I want to know. Or did she they watered it down enough for her that she's like, okay, fine. I'm not going to drag my feet anymore because there's no other buyers out there in the world that want this property. Craziness. I was looking up okay, switching the banners. Now, here we go. The rest of our keep the lights on people. There you are, people. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you. Keep the lights on level, people. Sister friends. I was looking up to see. Now, I had known that Cody put his name on Robin's property after he legally married her. I assumed that meant he took it off of Mary's, simply because, like, when they purchased them all, he couldn't put his name on all of them because he didn't make enough money to do that. His name could not be. So he only co-signed on the one, because I would think that you can put somebody who's not legally married to you on the property. You can put anyone's name on the property, right? But he just went with Mary because she was the one that he was married to. So he was co-signed on the property with Mary. I went back and double checked. I went into the Clark County, I think it is, records online. Yes, I did my homework before our live stream. And this is just review, because we knew this before, but just to refresh your memory. When they purchased those houses, Christine bought hers, only her name was on the purchase agreement. When Janelle bought hers, only her name was on the purchase agreement. And these aren't the loans, these are just the purchase agreements. This is the transfer of the land. So who owns it? Robin, only Robin's name was on hers. And then Cody's name was with Mary. They owned it together. Now, I know that Cody, as I said before, went and put his name on Robin's after he was married to her, assuming that meant he had to take it off of Mary's because he was no longer married to her. That never happened. I guess they don't care if you marry another person, you can still stay on the other one, because his name got transferred into the property with Robin. Isn't he a sneaky little devil? Never took it off of Mary's. Kept his name on that. Probably told Mary, I'm going to do it because, we still want to work on our marriage, and not say that it's about the money, because he is entitled to half of the profits of that house if his name stays on it. He put his name on Christine's house when she bought it. Yep. Never had his name on any of Christine's properties ever in the past, but yep, his name was on her house until he had to take it off because the mortgage lender said, you have too much debt. You have this other house over here. So I know you're married to this woman, but you're not gonna get the loan. So he took his name off of Christine's house so that debt wasn't associated, the mortgage wasn't affiliated with his name, so that he could be on the house with Robin, which was a blessing for Christine. She was very upset when it happened, but boy, did that work out for the best, because she could just pick up and walk away, and he couldn't say a thing about it because his name wasn't on that house. I'd love to know what she put into that house and how much she took away. It seems very clear from these talkbacks that she didn't make out in the end. Cody made out by taking her part of Coyote Pass. Now, she was only on the one, I thought, and that one was 5 acres. So that would have been 2.5 acres. And he said at one point on the show how much each acre sold for when he was talking to the women. I never wrote it down. I wish I would have. I want to say it was something like 150, 170,000 or something like that, wasn't it? Does anyone remember that detail? It was on the show. And it was when he was telling them, yeah, we sold it and we got it, and he's willing to pay the blah, 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 blah for each acre. And then we'll just take that money and divide it up equally. If anyone remembers that, you have a better memory than me. Write it in the chat. Oh, wow. I'm so far behind in the chat. Okay. Scarlett just said, oh my gosh, I just fell off the bed. You guys cracked me up. All right. Does anyone remember how much? I guess in the end, it doesn't really matter. The bottom line is she didn't make out in the end. Yeah. But that's okay. And she's fine with it. It was worth whatever money she was out in terms of fairness, she got multiples of that for sanity, peace of mind. So we're good with that. Yeah, the plot by the trees was worth more. The plot by the trees was like $300,000 when they bought it, and the other one was like 270 or something like that. It was, so the tree one was worth, well, it had more, but even price per, I have those pictures still here. Let me see. It was the lot that was Christine and Robin was $300,000, and the one with Janelle and Mary 180 versus 300. Yeah, the one with the trees was worth a lot more. Also had 3/4 of the pond, not all the pond. The other one had a little bit of the pond, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees on it. 4.5 acres of land with 6 trees. It was the least amount of value out of all of them, for sure, because the other ones were really small. They were only 2.42 acres, but they were worth $170,000. This was 4.48. It was only 10,000 more. Okay. All right. Anyway, I started that train of thought because I was talking about something, and now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Of course. Welcome to my world. I have to live with this brain every day, all over the place. Yes, Megan, the tree still remained even after the ones that he chopped down and dropped onto his house. Yep. So it was roughly $150,000 an acre. Okay. Thanks, DL Legal Advocate. I'm writing that down because I lose my train of thought again. About $150,000 per acre. Wow. That went up a lot in value then. Because, I got to pull that picture back up again. Before, it was 300,000 divided by 5.16 acres. $58,000 an acre when they bought it. That the expensive parcel was worth $58,000 an acre, and they sold it for $150,000. They made out on that. But I will say that when I was looking at everything, the houses in Vegas are worth more than double. They're worth more than double than what they sold them for. So they're all at about $1 million value right now. So they definitely would have been ahead if they would have just stayed where they were, for sure. All that money they dumped into moving and all the houses and all the rentals and everything. They could have just been paying the mortgages off on these properties, and they would have doubled in value. Crazy. Don't forget the luxurious opulent pond. That's funny. Uncle Daddy Paul, I don't know if he actually valued the property, but I know he was involved with the property. It's a good question, but I know he gave his input because he does something with land surveying or whatnot. My understanding is Robin originally picked a different house in Vegas, and then he came and was, look, I don't know where I got this information from. It wasn't on the show. I don't know if I saw a YouTube video, somebody talking about it, but I tend to watch only reliable YouTubers. So, like there's certain ones out there that you just take it with a grain of salt, throws a dart, and every now and then it's accurate information. I'm not interested in any of that. Occasionally I hit Reddit if it just pops up on my, I don't know why, every now and then on my screen, like the little notifications, I'll get a Reddit post. And occasionally one comes to my email, but just occasionally, not all of them. It's very odd. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I am curious about that, but I don't go in there myself. So I can't tell you where I got that information. But what I had heard was that Robin was choosing a different parcel, a different land where she was going to build her house in Vegas when they were on the cul-de-sac, and then changed it and went with a different one. And it all had to do with Daddy coming and looking at it and saying that the value of that one was worth so much more. I don't know why. It wasn't necessarily the square footage, because I'm sure she just picked the biggest one. And then he's like, no, this one's going to be worth a lot more money because it was like south facing and this facing, and then you'll have shade here, then you could grow garden. I don't know all the different reasons. Okay. So I am certain that he came out there and was looking around. Now that would be quite the story, wouldn't it? If anybody ever found out that Cody conferred with Uncle Daddy and had Uncle Daddy look at the parcels and the land and decide which are the best ones to put his stepdaughter's name on. He never adopted her, right? No, he didn't. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? There's a story right there. Oh, there's all kinds of stories that are brewing in the behind the curtain that TLC could dive into if they wanted to, if they cared, if they tried. All right. Jen Johnson said, this chat is a different space. I see that now. Yeah. The sister friends are a unique community. They are a hoot, they are a hoot and full of snark. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me see what else I've missed before we run out of time. My computer is also at 24%, but it's been in the 20s for a while, so I think we're okay. I think we'll make it to the end. I forgot to bring my cord and plug it in. Forced to sale, we talked about that. The legal nightmare involved with that. Backdoor deal being just Cody's words. Yep, we talked about that. Robin claiming she would go legal. Well, she did. She got some legal paperwork. It's hard to follow this because her lie is so blatant here. Because she's saying, I'm refusing to sign the agreement that everybody else signed to divide the land equally, because she won't do it until everything is fair. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The land was divided equally. The paperwork was presented to the women. Everybody signs, Cody included, but not Robin. And she drags her feet and then comes out with a confidentiality agreement and says, I'm not going to sign it until you sign the confidentiality agreement. And then claims it's because she has Mary's best interest at heart. She's not signing because she's Mary's good friend. She's looking out for Mary. She's looking out for Mary. And then later goes on to say, I don't trust Mary. I can't tell her anything. I'm looking out for her. Ooh, and did you catch? This is in my review. Did you catch how she said, well, if Mary wouldn't have like cut me off and is not my friend anymore, if she would still be my friend, I would have told her this. It's like tit for tat. I'm getting back at her. Yes, I know that something, this morally ethical woman, the moral compass of us all, knows that someone is being done wrong. Somebody who she's close with, who's been family for 15 years, is being done wrong. And she's not going to tell her. Because, and her reasoning, she has two reasons. One, later on, is because Mary hasn't been nice and kind to me anymore. So why am I going to share information with her? That was the real reason that came out later. But earlier on, it was to protect Robin because she wants everything to be fair. Make it make sense. Does anybody follow this train of thought? I don't understand how Suki's not asking more follow-up questions. just to understand and follow along with the story. I think they have her brain so mushed up, and I get it. If you're not watching the show and you don't know the history of Sister Wives and you're not familiar with everything that's gone down this season, you are going to be completely confused. And I feel like Suki asked a couple good follow-up questions and their answers were pseudo not great. But then she didn't ask another follow-up question because I think she's embarrassed at how confused she is. She's partly confused because Cody's a narcissist, allegedly, and is a masterful creation of speaking around things without getting to the point and making you very confused and getting off the topic and pointing you in other directions and deflecting and deterring from the situation at hand. And she's just caught up in all of it. I get it. I would be too if I were sitting there. But I know the questions to ask to stop it and say, let's get back on track here. She did it once. She did it once. So she's like, so there's two things you're needing to work out right now. The Mary who wants the money out that she put into your house, as well as the Coyote Pass property land, which is not true because Mary signed off in January. Again, she's not watching the show. She's unfamiliar with. Although that's not really on the show. That's just people who are following Sister Wives who are in the know and are familiar with the public records that are out there. On the show, well, all we have is in these couch interviews, Janelle saying, we all signed it the week it was presented to us, and months later, Robin's still dragging her feet. So, but she doesn't believe Janelle. She doesn't trust Janelle. She's choosing to believe Cody and Robin. She's pulling a Mary of the past, and maybe a current Mary too. I'm unclear. Mary's waffling with me. Last episode was rough. Oh, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Couldn't believe it. But I feel like she's better here. She's not the old Mary that we saw on the whole season, but she's better because I think she's still believing Cody and Robin. Oh my gosh. Jen, right next to her. Can you push her? Smack her face a little bit. Wake her up. Get a cold cloth. Jen's not doing what I thought Jen was going to do on this tell-all. Not tell-all. Tell nothing. Talk back. One-on-one. We can't even talk. We can't. One-on-one. What's a one-on-one? So dumb. They had to come up with their own category because they're kowtowing to Cody and Robin and doing whatever they want and paying them all this money and allowing them to say nothing and acquiescing to their demands. Can you believe it? It's unbelievable to me. It's truly unbelievable to me. It makes me mad too. All right. Let me get to the chat. All right. Christine sold her Flagstaff home for $725. Thank you, Etnan. What did she? I haven't gone and looked into that. She sold it for $725. What did she buy it for? I did have, let me look, written down at one point the comparison of what all the wives bought and sold their houses for in Vegas in terms of seeing the profits on them. I think Christine had the least amount of profit, but hers was the last one to sell too. Let's see here. Oh, those are just pictures of the houses. Vegas houses. Wait, I must have another folder. No, it would be under houses, Coyote Pass. Oh, there we go. Okay. Janelle, Robin, Christine. Okay, Christine sold her house for $535. And she bought it. I thought they were all in the 2s or 3s. $443. I was wrong. I don't think that's what they paid. These are the values. This is a total value. Well, the grantor, I mean, you're going to pay the value when you have new construction. Maybe she did pay that much. 443, 315. Huh. I really thought that it was less than that. I thought they bought them in like the 200s. But this would make sense. So 535 minus 443, 315. She made $91,685. 91,685. So that would have been the equity that she put into. I'm guessing all of that went in. I don't know. But I wonder what she paid for it. So if you guys know that, let me know. You sleuths, I tell you, sister friends, I love how many of you love getting in the weeds and like just going down rabbit holes and getting information. All right. Loving Mom said, isn't there a mine near the house that pollutes the air? Yep. I think it's the cinder mine, where the cinder fields are, where the cinder, whatever it was called, where they went four-wheeling. All those cinders out there. And as they were kicking it all up, they didn't have like big masks on their faces, did they? I don't remember that. To protect their breathing. But just that you would go and it would kick up, and apparently the mine, it's in the air all the time. It can't be good. Cinders cannot be good to breathe in general. Like if you're not allowed to breathe in half the other stuff that's out here in the world, certainly cinders aren't going to be like, but this is good. This is good to ingest. By the way, do you remember on that episode when Cody said, oh, I got the dirt in my wound, but it's okay because it's clean dirt and that's good. And I'm like, is that true? Is there anything better about cinder dirt over regular dirt? So I Googled it. Yep, I went down the rabbit hole. And the answer is no, it's no different. In general, dirt is not horrible to have in the wound, dirt from the earth, because there are healing elements in all dirt. All of the, I can't think of the name right now, it's escaping me, but like the stuff that's in the dirt is good. Now, are you supposed to put it in an open wound? No. Are you supposed to eat it and ingest it? No. Swallow? No. They just mean in general, like if your hands are in it, they say it's good for kids to play in the dirt, that the immune system of children who back in the day spent more time outside and playing in the dirt is stronger than those that stay in the house and are on technology and that all the time, which makes sense. So get out and garden, get your fingers in the dirt, and do some grounding. That's the new cool thing everyone does. You go out barefoot on the ground, just stand there for 5 minutes a day. It's supposed to be good for something in your body. I don't know, but all that dirt stuff is good. But everything I Googled and every different way I tried to change the search said there's nothing different about cinder dirt and just any dirt. But Cody is telling everybody it's clean dirt. Clean. It's all black. I don't know what. You could almost buy that if you were at like a white sand beach and they're like, but this is clean sand. All right. Looks clean. Just having a hard time buying it when it's completely black. Oh gosh. Okay. Mama squirrel. Mary was only Robin's friend, so she could sniff Cody's jackets. Do you remember that? Oh, she's so smitten by him. It was ridiculous. All right. Megan 2A says, things don't make sense because they are tiptoeing around NDAs and covering Cody and Robin's tracks. Yep. Still. And I hope that somebody says something and Suki tells it to Janelle to make Janelle go off. Because I feel like Suki did say something to Mary about the moral compass, about Robin being the moral compass. And she's like, yeah, I don't see that. Not for me anyway. She can be the moral compass for Cody for sure, but not for me. And then she said one other thing that Robin was like, oh, I can't remember. Or that Mary was like, no, that she was, well, she said she was the one that stopped the backdoor deal, which didn't exist. So she stopped something that didn't exist. Yay. But Mary doesn't know that. So she's buying it. There was something else. I can't remember. All right. Good thing she doesn't play girl games, Joni said. Yep, lies like a rug. You're right, Jen Johnson. Loving Mom said, I watched it live with you, but I got lost in the thread. I have to rewatch, but it sounded super confusing. It's J-Lu, I'm telling you, it's super confusing. It's super confusing, and I'm going really slow. I've taken a couple hours already this morning, 3, I think, over 3, and I still have a whole nother segment I haven't started yet. Maybe 2. I think it's just 1. Oh gosh, I hope it's only 1. No, it's probably 2 because I think I've only done 3. It's got to be at least 5 segments. There's never been just 4. Anyway, they're not as long. I'm 3/4 of the way through. 3 hours of like slow taking it sentence by sentence. It's maddening trying to figure out. And some of it just doesn't make sense. Cody just says some words sometimes that you're like, but there's one point that I'm like, okay, sister friends, what's that mean? I don't know. I just don't know. Those words together are not computing for me, but somehow Suki accepted it. Like, I think she just like, if she doesn't know what's going on, maybe she doesn't want to feel stupid. And she wouldn't, if she watched the show, she would be able to say, Cody, I don't understand what you're saying. Wait, those words don't make sense. She would be able to say that. 1, because she would know that this is a man who just puts random words together and calls it a sentence. Means nothing. And also, she would know how he tries to manipulate things and talk around things so she could try to pinpoint it. But again, doesn't watch the show, so that's what we're left with. Okay. What gets me is when Mary said I was going to stay silent about this such and such. She wasn't going to talk about things, and seems like she's protecting Cody and Robin. Spill it all, Mary. Yeah. I wasn't going to talk about that. And she said, I agreed to not talk about the fact that all the proceeds of my house went into Cody and Robin's house. Why? Can somebody let these women know they're on a reality TV show? And the reality TV show becomes good when reality is portrayed, not just fake storylines. I don't need another bike ride with Ron. No, we don't need Ron on another bike. We've done it twice. Done. Move on. Share all the stuff you have in your head. Is it really going into the book? Is Jen a ghostwriter? That's what I want to know. Jen needs to be a ghostwriter to make this worthwhile. Totally. Janice says she wants TLC to pull the plug on the show so badly. Listen, I'm torn, Janice. I'm totally torn. I want it revamped. I want them to be forced to speak the truth. I want them to be forced to sit on the couch, and I want Robin no longer a part of it, or her kids. I don't care about them. Nothing personal. I just don't know them. She kept them off the show for so long. Why do I care now? I don't. So Cody, Janelle, Christine, Mary. Let's follow their lives, and let's talk to each of them. They don't even have to be together. I know it's weird that they're all in different places and not together. I'm okay with that, especially Janelle, because she's staying with Maddie. That's great. I love seeing scenes with Maddie in it. I love seeing the grandchildren. I love seeing Caleb. That's all good. Peyton in the background. I know Peyton doesn't want to be on the show, but like seeing him around, just knowing he's around there too and part of that whole group just makes me happy. Occasionally seeing some of the kids in the background would be great. Christine, maybe doing something. I think Aspen said she doesn't want to be on the show at all anymore. That's so sad because she's so sweet and so nice, and she is the voice of reason. She's the one that said to Christine, I don't understand why you're moving the Flagstaff. It does not make sense. Why would you go to, why are you doing this? It does not make sense. And she's like, I know, but like, you know, if you were there, you would understand. She didn't have an answer. She never had a good answer for Aspen. Aspen's like, I don't get it. And I'm not going. Because this is crazy and it makes no sense. And for all I know, a couple years later, you're going to pick up and go to Texas. Because That doesn't make sense either. So it goes right in line with what's been going on here. None of this makes any sense. Why are we leaving a perfectly good situation here in the cul-de-sac? I would love to know if balloon payments were coming due on those houses and they were not able to make the payments, which would be so ridiculous based on the amount of money that the show is giving them, that they would not be able to make those payments. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I still even have a hard time believing that Dayton got into college there, so everyone's going to move. Because I really don't think Robin really wanted to move. I think Robin's a lot like Cody. They just put roots in and they don't want to change. And she's like, I don't want to move out of my house here, even though it's all miserable memories. But I'll move down the street in Flagstaff, someplace else. Keep everything the same with the kids. Now, maybe she'll want to move after the kids are all grown, especially if they move to different areas. But I don't know. I don't see Cody as somebody who, well, Cody gets ants in his pants. He doesn't like change, but he likes to move houses. So it makes me think there's a reason behind. What is the reason behind that wanting to move houses? I don't get it. Because he doesn't travel anywhere. He doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't really have any friends. It's odd. The whole thing is odd. There's a lot. These are storylines that TLC could be covering, don't you think? I think. I would like to know. Tell nothing and dance around it. That's what we're watching. Yep. Okay. My computer is going to die here soon. The forensic audit again. Oh, if we had $1 for every time we said forensic audit, but it's okay. I'm putting it out into the universe. Forensic audit of the Brown family. Forensic audit. I'm even good if it takes down Mary, Janelle, and Christine at this point. I'm fine with that. At the past, I didn't want them to do it if it was going to harm them in any way. But at this point, I'm starting to get the I don't give a damn level. I mean, I don't want them going to jail or anything, but clearly Cody would take the brunt of it. But if there's a little collateral damage, so be it. Yeah, you made a poor decision. Sometimes you have to pay the piper. I don't want it to happen, but I'm just saying, whatever it takes to pull Cody down, let's do it. According to Google, Christine bought the house in 2018 for $525. Oh, so she made $200,000 on that house. That's pretty good. Not bad. So she walked away with $200,000. Paid $520. Well, she paid more into it than that because she was making mortgage payments for 7 years. All right, so we'll say she made $100,000 on that. That's probably where she's like, I'm fine. Give me $100,000. I'm out. Peace out. Maybe a little more than 100, but that would definitely be less than what she would have gotten if she would have gotten her equal 1/5 portion of Coyote Pass, for sure. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because they opened that HELOC, that line of credit, it's an indication that they are missing the money of the wives. That's what Carol said here. Yeah. Road rash. All right. 80% CMOS is just like, can we just send Robin to jail somehow? I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I would love her to be off the show. I'm all for that. I mean, she's boring. She doesn't clean. She doesn't cook. She wastes money on junk. She has bad taste. Yeah, there's no redeeming quality to that woman. Somebody says she's a good mom. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't seen it on the show. Again, not on the show, so hard to say. All right. Oh, Tammy, I'm a forensic accountant. I volunteer for Tribute. That's great. At first I thought, whoa, what's Tribute? Is that a company? I volunteer as Tribute. I get it. All right. A nod to a very good series. book and movie, both very good, which is not common. Hunger Games. So Tammy, you're on. If you're a forensic accountant, you're hired. Go do it. Send an email. They'll respond. The email's all over. I don't know what it is. I think the email is actually tatafarms@gmail.com. But you can contact them that way. Let them know. Let them know. Follow up with us because I want to know. That'd be so awesome. It would be so awesome. All right, sister friends, this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I've got to finish recording my video and then start the editing. Gonna take a minute. Take care. God bless. Adios. And I'll be seeing you in recorded video format soon. Bye.
I remember when Sonny and Cher got divorced when I was 6, and it rattled me.
I had a lover in college, and it was a little tryst. I was a naughty boy. I had a dirty thought, and I thought David and I should go on a guys trip together.
I might have to agree. That would be cool.
I just thought, no.
David out on a guy's weekend.
Yeah, that's just, it would be cool.
Oh, he was kind of up for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Things that make you go,